Hello, my name is Jeremiah Rogers. For my usability test, I compared the two music streaming services, Google Play Music and Spotify. My overall recommendation was Google Play, but they're both very similar in the way they're used and the ease of use for both of them. One of the main differences I noticed between the two was how a queue is constructed and used. A queue is the temporary line of music that you'll be listening to. It is used to add songs that aren't normally in your playlist or album you're listening to what you will hear next. As you can see here, when I add a song to my queue in Spotify, it is added separately than the playlist I'm listening to. And once I'm done with the song, it is removed from the queue. I find this way of constructing a queue very confusing. More confusing than it needs to be. Google Play, on the other hand, is a lot simpler. When you add a song to your queue, as you see here, it is permanently in your queue at the very, very end. So when you listen through, it'll be through no matter what. It creates somewhat of a temporary playlist. This makes a lot more sense to me and is a lot easier to use and simpler for someone to figure out. Another thing I tested is the ease of use when it comes to sharing a playlist. Oftentimes when you create a playlist that you enjoy and think a friend would enjoy it too, it is beneficial to just share the playlist with them. Both streaming services have ways of doing this, but Spotify made it much easier. If I wanted to share a playlist on Google Play, then I simply click the share button. It gives several options to share the playlist, which is fairly nice, but doesn't provide near as many opportunities to share as Spotify. If I was to go to Spotify and share a playlist, it gives me many other options. The copy link and copy Spotify URL are very handy. But the main thing that sets the two apart is the friend activity. I can see exactly what my friends are listening to from Facebook. This makes it a lot easier to share playlists without even knowing you're sharing them. It adds quite a bit ease of use and makes it a lot more enjoyable experience to share playlists with your friends. Overall, these two services were very similar and they had their own benefits and drawbacks. My preference, as determined by the tests, is Google Play Music. It seems to be a little bit easier to use and has a little bit easier format to work with. This has been Jeremiah Rogers, and thank you for listening to my screencast.